You're watching the PageantCast, and tonight we have Chrisinda Tkatch. She's Ms. Canada Globe 2016. She tells us all about herself, her life as a nurse, some of the great community events that she organizes, all of her passions. That's tonight on the PageantCast with Chrisinda Tkatch, Ms. Canada Globe 2016.
Welcome to the PageantCast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hi, I'm Jillian Irene, Mrs. Captivating 2016, and you're watching the PageantCast, the internet's first podcast about beauty pageants. Here's your host, Tim Kretschmann.
You are watching the PageantCast. This is Tim Kretschmann. I am live in Muskego, Wisconsin. And just on the other side of the Skype phone, I guess that's what you call it, we have Chrisinda Tkatch. She is Ms. Canada Globe 2016. Hello, Christina.
Good morning or good evening.
Good evening. Well, you know, people can watch this whenever they want, so I guess it works wherever they're tuning in. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. It's evening, and I'm a little bit tired. I've worked a long day, but I'm excited to be here.
Well, and you're looking absolutely radiant. Now, where are we calling you tonight?
You're calling me in White City, Saskatchewan, just outside of Regina, Saskatchewan. That's where we're having the pageant for Miss Canada this year.
I was about to say that. I was going to prove what a smarty pants I was, and you beat me to it. So, Regina, now, can people fly into that city, or where do they fly into?
Fly in.
Okay.
Yeah, they can fly into Regina. It depends where they're coming from, I guess. Sometimes they have to go through Calgary or Vancouver, depending what side of the country you're coming in from. But yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm just trying to find the closest airport. You never know. I might get myself out there.
Here, we're not that small.
Okay, fantastic. So, Chrisinda, one of the things I like to ask right off the bat is what got you involved in pageants? And usually I say, what are your antecedents? What are some of the past pageants that you have been involved in over the years?
I have been in zero. I have not been a pageant girl at all. I was nominated in, I guess it was October or November of 2015 as Miss Regina. And that was the first experience I had, actually. So going to competing for Miss Canada was my very first, and then Haiyan, China was my second.
Holy cow. Wow, that is fantastic. Well, congratulations to you. What really sparked your interest to be in this? Because I know sometimes pageants kind of have a dual sword, where some people are very into them and some people just absolutely hate them. What got you interested in pageants?
Well, you know, I've never really had a huge interest in them. I've done other things like bodybuilding and those sorts of things. A little bit of modeling when I was younger. But I really was interested in the Globe because of its charity base. And that's something that I have been interested in. So I love empowering women and working with families and children. And so that's really what interested me in being in the pageant.
Well, I have to say, I was going through your bio, and I noticed, first of all, that was quite a read, because you are what I would call a community organizer. You're running Black Friday shopping crawls, Lady in Red Gala for the Sophia House Women's Shelter. Did I get that right?
That's right.
See, yeah. I do my research. Committee on Street. Is it Culture Kids? What is that one?
Street Culture.
Street Culture
Kids, and that was a fundraiser I did with the committee in the fall. And so they had kind of like an Oktoberfest. We had it in September. So, and that was for kids that have come from rough families and they don't really have a go at work, finding a job and that sort of thing. So they kind of take them in and help them find work and get some skills to be in the community. So it was a really good fundraiser that I was a part of in the fall.
That's fantastic. And I also see that you're a spokesman for the WIN Foundation, which I think with Globe, that's a lot of folks are involved in WIN, correct?
That's right, yeah. And I think with WIN, the part that I played in that is with Sophia House. In Regina, Sophia House stands for supporting families in affliction. And so it's very similar to what the WIN Foundation is, which is Women in Need and supporting women and children that way. So yeah, that's why I do a lot for Sophia House here.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I do have to ask you about the Black Friday shopping crawl. What is that? Is that like a pub crawl type thing where you go from one?
Well, I guess I've always been a shopper. I love shopping. I love all the local stores. I love the boutiques in Regina. Has great shopping. And so a couple of years ago, I've always liked to do Black Fridays, but I wasn't able to get out of town to go like to the States where you guys have all the good sales and stuff. It started to get bigger in Canada now, having Black Friday shopping. And so I decided the one year, this is 3 years ago, that I was going to get a big limousine and see how many women I could get on the limo and go to local boutiques through the city. And so the first year I had 40 women. We did it for another foundation here in town for young women that have cancer, third stage cancer, and it supports them and their families. So we did it the first year. It was a great success. Second year I brought in another big limo, and I think we did 50 women the second year, and this year we did 70 women. So we had 3 limos.
Even then, so that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people in the limo.
Organizing all those women, going through, I can't remember how many stores we did. We shopped for 6 hours, and there's wine and there's great prizes, and it's all for a good cause. A lot of fun. This year, though, it was just days before I left for Hainan, China, so I was exhausted.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine, because I used to put together trips, but for like 14 or 15. I can't imagine, and multiple locations and trying to make sure everybody's on. I can't even imagine that. Now, how do you balance that? Because you work full time as well. How do you balance all this stuff?
I don't know, honestly. I think I try to do. I try to look after myself as probably my basic thing. I work out every day. I try to eat well. I try to get a good sleep every night. And then I have to be very organized. I have sticky notes everywhere. Planning right now, the Lady in Red event for the second year is a huge endeavor for me, because this year we've gone even bigger. We have a large band coming. We have a pre-dinner, a VIP dinner. It's a lot of work. I have a lot of respect for people that do this for a living.
Wow, that is crazy. And I see that you run in a number of races. What got you started in running in races? Because I only run when something larger than me is chasing me.
I've always been active. I always tried different things. I've done like the half marathon and the relay marathon. And then I got into bodybuilding. So I did some competitive bodybuilding a few years back. And did that, loved it, and then I thought I would do a Spartan race, so I trained for a Spartan.
Wait a minute, for the fat guys that happen to be on the other side, what is a Spartan race?
Well, it's more like a Spartan racing is a whole bunch of obstacles, and so you have to really have a lot of cardiovascular, but you have to have a lot of strength as well. So it's jumping over, climbing walls,
okay,
and doing all kinds of obstacles, going through the mud, and it's quite a long. It's running a marathon on top of all of it, so it's challenging.
Yeah, that sounds real challenging, and I'm feeling sorry for the spectators. Have to move their head probably quite a bit just to follow. That's what I'm best at, and this sounds very taxing. I don't know that I could even watch.
I love a challenge. I love something new. Yeah, challenge is great.
That is amazing. Now, your full-time job, you're a nurse of geriatric psychiatry. What got you interested in that?
Well, I've been a psychiatric nurse for many years. I started out in long-term care when I first graduated as a young nurse, and then I worked on inpatient psychiatry for about 8 years. Went into the rehab clinic, which was working with younger individuals, adults that have mental illness, and always had a love for geriatrics, for seniors over the age of 60, 65. And so my career started to kind of focus in that direction. And in the last few years, I've been doing the consults for psychiatry with senior citizens. So it's individuals over the age of 65 that are either going through a delirium or a dementia. And so doing cognitive testing and looking at behaviors and different things that you can do in the environment to help them. It's very interesting. It's an interesting job, and it helps when you love your patients. So,
Now, what happens when you get a non-lovable patient? Because I have mentioned beforehand that I had a grandmother that was going through, I guess it would be dementia. And she slowly stopped recognizing us, but she was kind of the lovable forgetful, and there were others in her care unit that were, let's say, less than lovable.
I know that one. Those are the ones I love the most. The ones that have a little bit of a behavior, a little bit of a spark to them, right?
Oh yeah, but
they lose their filter. Their filter is gone, and so they say all those things that you shouldn't say.
That's true, because one time my grandmother was going along with her walker, okay? And one of the gentlemen there said, "Hey, can you take me for a ride?" And my grandmother, being in the situation she was, said, "Sure, go ahead." And the next thing we know, he tries hopping up on the walker, and we have 2 down. Luckily, neither one of them were seriously injured, but that was when we knew, okay, things have turned a corner for us.
Yeah, it's never boring, I'll tell you that. I never find my job boring.
I can't imagine that you ever would. One of the things we like to do at the end of each of our shows, Chrisinda, is we like to see your best pageant wave. So I'm going to throw Tiara Dreams up on the screen. So I need to see your best, and I mean your best. No, come on now. Come on. There we go.
Wave.
Okay. I don't know. Chat room, should I even accept that?
Do you have?
I'm sorry?
What kind of pageant waves is there? This is kind of the nice little simple one.
Okay, that one's pretty good. You know, you got to picture the whole thing. We're going to work on this. Everybody, thank you so much. That's Chrisinda Tkatch. She's Ms. Canada Globe 2016. Tiara Dreams, everybody.
PageantCast.
Perfect.
Submitting material to the PageantCast is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Come up with a great idea. We know you have some. A recent crowning, a shout out to someone, a shout out to a sponsor.
Record a short video on your iPhone or webcam, but remember to include your name and title.
And remember to send it to submit@pageantcast.com.
Videos are best because we are a video show after all, but photos and stories are welcomed as well.
Get yours in now at the start before the competition for space gets too big. Don't be afraid to be creative.
We can't wait to see what you'll come up with.